Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's Tribute USA. We're so glad to have you here with us today. In this video, we're honoring the incredible legends who have recently left us. These remarkable individuals touched so many lives, and their legacies will live on forever. Before we begin, please support our channel by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss our future tributes. Your support truly means a lot to us. Now, let's come together to celebrate and remember these unforgettable icons. Let's get started.
James Whale, the voice of unfiltered talk radio, born in London, England, on May 13, 1951. James Whale grew up with a passion for broadcasting, though his journey to becoming a radio legend was anything but conventional. A natural communicator, Whale's early years were filled with a love for entertainment, media, and the powerful impact that voice could have on listeners. However, his rise to fame was neither swift nor easy. It was his unique voice and ability to provoke thought that ultimately carved his place in the history of British radio. James Whale's career began in the world of commercial radio during the late 1970s, where his style and approach stood out among the more traditional hosts of the time. His voice, deep and commanding, made an immediate impression on airwaves. It was during his early years as a presenter on stations like Radio Mercury that Whale began to develop his trademark style, unapologetically bold, unfiltered, and fiercely opinionated. However, it was talk radio where James Whale truly made his mark. From the 1980s onward, he became a household name, known for his late-night radio shows, where he wasn't afraid to dive into controversial topics or express his own no-holds-barred opinions. His show became a sanctuary for listeners who craved honest, unedited conversation, away from the glossy, sanitized content typically found in mainstream broadcasting. James Whale's biggest break came when he joined Talk Radio UK in 1995, where his unfiltered style found a massive audience. On his late-night programs, Whale would tackle subjects ranging from politics to social issues, always with his characteristic sharp wit and honesty. He was a host who never shied away from being controversial. He often pushed boundaries and made listeners think about the world in ways they hadn't before. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Whale's popularity soared. He became known for his often provocative monologues, his biting humor, and his fearless approach to broadcasting. His outspoken nature and ability to engage with callers, whether they agreed with him or not, created a loyal following, and his name became synonymous with late-night radio. He wasn't just a host. He was a cultural commentator, an entertainer, and a provocateur, all rolled into one. Over the years, Whale also ventured into television, making several appearances and creating programs that reflected his outspoken character. But no matter how big his career got, it was always radio where he felt most at home. His voice was a unique presence in the British media landscape, and it would be difficult to imagine talk radio without him. But beyond his on-air persona, James Whale had a passion for helping others. His off-air contributions, including his support for charity work and his outspokenness on issues of importance, cemented his reputation as a man who wasn't afraid to stand up for what he believed in. Sadly, James Whale passed away on June 3, 2025, at the age of 74. His death marked the loss of one of the most influential and outspoken voices in British radio. He passed away quietly at his home in London, surrounded by family and friends. His death left a huge void in the world of talk radio, with fans and colleagues alike paying tribute to his legacy. James Whale's influence on late-night radio cannot be overstated. He wasn't just a broadcaster, he was a revolutionary voice who helped shape the landscape of British talk radio. His bold opinions, wit, and unflinching honesty made him a cultural touchstone and a beacon for anyone tired of sanitized mainstream media. In his prime, James Whale was a legend of British broadcasting. His legacy will live on in the way he transformed late-night radio, creating a space for honest, thought-provoking conversation, without fear or apology. For all who listened, James Whale's voice was one that resonated long after the show ended, and it will forever echo through the annals of radio history. James Whale, true pioneer, an unapologetic voice, and a broadcasting legend whose place in history is secured. Jane Morgan, a legendary voice in music, born in Newton, Massachusetts, on May 3, 1924. Jane Morgan captured the hearts of audiences across the globe with her unique blend of pop and Broadway hits. From a young age, she showed a deep love for music, and her journey toward stardom began when she pursued vocal training. Quickly rising through the ranks of the entertainment industry, Morgan's career took off. In the 1950s, when she became widely known for her hit songs like Fascination and The Day the Rains Came, her voice, rich, clear, and effortlessly powerful, became her trademark. She had an enchanting ability to evoke emotions with every note she sang. Fascination especially became a standout track, reaching the top of the charts and earning her international acclaim. In addition to her contributions to pop music, Jane Morgan was a significant figure in Broadway. Her performances on stage were nothing short of captivating. She starred in The Pajama Game and The Merry Widow, and her Broadway career was full of standout moments that showcased her vocal range and acting prowess. Her presence in the world of theater solidified her as a multifaceted artist who could excel in both recorded music and live performance. As her career flourished in the 1950s and 1960s, she became a household name, regularly appearing on television shows and making appearances across the globe. Jane Morgan's influence extended beyond her singing. She had an innate ability to captivate an audience, whether through intimate performances, in intimate settings, or grand-scale concerts in packed venues. She was admired for her charisma, grace, and unparalleled voice. But what made Jane Morgan so legendary wasn't just her chart-topping hits or Broadway accolades, it was her longevity in the entertainment world. Even as newer genres and styles of music emerged, she remained relevant, adapting to changing tastes while staying true to her roots. Her resilience was a testament to her immense talent and understanding of her craft. Sadly, on July 29, 2025, at the age of 101, Jane Morgan passed away, leaving behind a legacy that will be celebrated for years to come. Her passing marks the end of an era in music, but the mark she left will remain eternal. Morgan passed away quietly at her home, surrounded by close friends and family. Having lived a long and fulfilled life, Jane Morgan may have left this world, but her voice will never be forgotten. For those who heard her sing, her music will continue to echo through the halls of memory, forever imprinted in the tapestry of 20th century music. In her prime, she was more than just a pop star. She was a pioneer in an era that laid the foundation for modern-day pop culture. Her musical contributions will live on forever in the hearts of those who cherish the classic sounds of the past. Jane Morgan, the girl from Massachusetts, went on to become a legend whose music touched the hearts of millions. She was a true icon, and her legacy will forever echo in the soundtracks of our lives. Joanna Carson, the beauty behind the spotlight. Born Joanna Holland in New York City on March 31, 1936. Joanna Carson entered the world with the poise and elegance that would later define her. Raised in a family that valued beauty and grace, Joanna's natural allure was evident from an early age. As a young woman, she pursued modeling, and it didn't take long for her to catch the eye of major agencies and photographers. By the 1950s, she had become a sought-after figure in the world of fashion, known for her striking looks and sophisticated presence. During her prime as a model, Joanna graced the pages of renowned magazines, becoming a symbol of the era's beauty standards. She was the epitome of elegance, capturing the attention of high society and the fashion world alike. But behind the glamour and the flashing cameras, Joanna's life was about to take a dramatic turn. In 1963, while attending a gathering in Los Angeles, Joanna met Johnny Carson, the beloved host of The Tonight Show. Johnny, with his easy charm and magnetic personality, was a rising star in the television world, and Joanna was drawn to him immediately. Their connection was instant, and soon the two became one of Hollywood's most talked-about couples. After a whirlwind romance, they married in 1963, marking the beginning of a new chapter in both of their lives. The union between the popular talk show host and the stunning former model seemed like a match made in Hollywood heaven. Yet, despite their public appearances as a power couple, the relationship was not without its challenges. The pressure of being married to one of the biggest stars in television, combined with the strains of an often demanding Hollywood lifestyle, took its toll on their marriage. Joanna's role as the wife of Johnny Carson thrust her into the spotlight, a life that was very different from her days as a model. She was often in the public eye, attending high-profile events, and standing by Johnny's side as he became the face of late-night television. While Johnny's fame grew, so did the media's fascination with their relationship. But as with many marriages in the entertainment industry, their bond eventually began to unravel. On 1960, after 7 years of marriage, Johnny and Joanna divorced. The dissolution of their marriage was highly publicized, with much speculation surrounding the reasons behind their split. Many assumed the stress of Johnny's demanding career and the intense media scrutiny played a significant role. Regardless of the reasons, Joanna Carson moved on from the marriage, determined to lead her own life away from the constant glare of the spotlight. After the divorce, Joanna Carson kept a relatively low profile. She continued her work as a model, but also explored other avenues in the entertainment industry, including acting. However, it was her independent spirit and refined elegance that set her apart from the typical Hollywood ex. Despite the complexities of her personal life, she carried herself with dignity and grace, never fully embracing the role of a media spectacle. Though her marriage to Johnny Carson was one of the most talked about in Hollywood history, Joanna Carson's life was her own, one that was shaped by her own decisions and interests. Apart from her famous ex, her later years saw her retreat from the limelight, instead focusing on private endeavors and living a quieter life. Sadly, Joanna Carson passed away on March 26, 2025, at the age of 88. her death was met with an outpouring of tributes from those who remembered her as a woman of beauty, grace, and strength. Joanna passed away in her home in California, surrounded by family and loved ones. While her marriage to Johnny Carson made her a household name, it was her own independent legacy that will endure. In her prime, Joanna Carson was more than just a model or the ex-wife of a famous television host. She was a woman who navigated the complexities of Hollywood life with poise and elegance. Her presence in the public eye was a reflection of her quiet strength, and despite the challenges she faced, she remained a dignified figure in the entertainment world. Joanna Carson, a woman of unmatched beauty and undeniable resilience, may have been known for her marriage to one of television's greatest icons. But her own life, filled with elegance and independence, was a legendary story in its own right. Loni Anderson, a television icon born August 5, 1946. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, Loni Anderson grew up with a natural affinity for the arts. As a child, she developed a deep passion for acting, dreaming of one day becoming a star. With her striking beauty and undeniable talent, it was no surprise that Anderson found herself drawn to the entertainment world. After graduating from the University of Minnesota, she set out to pursue her dreams in Hollywood, where a long and successful career awaited her. Loni's breakthrough came in 1978, when she was cast in the iconic role of Jennifer Marlowe on the beloved sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. The show, which aired from 1978 to 1982, quickly became a cultural touchstone. Anderson's portrayal of Jennifer, a sharp-witted, glamorous, and often hilarious receptionist at a radio station, earned her widespread recognition and catapulted her to fame. She became a fixture on television during the late 1970s and early 1980s, captivating audiences with her comedic timing, charm, and radiant beauty. Her role as Jennifer Marlowe, a character who was as intelligent as she was beautiful, made Loni Anderson a household name. This show's quirky characters and smart writing helped to define a generation of television fans, and Anderson's portrayal of Jennifer became one of the most memorable roles in sitcom history. Her work on WKRP in Cincinnati earned her several nominations and awards, solidifying her place in television history. While WKRP made her a star, Anderson's talents were not confined to just one role. Her success on television opened the door for a variety of other projects, both in film and television. She appeared in films such as The Jane Mansfield Story 1980, portraying the famous actress, and Stroker, Ace, 1983, where she starred alongside Burt Reynolds. Anderson's ability to transition between television and film made her one of the most versatile actresses of her time. In addition to her work on screen, Loni Anderson became known for her elegance, poise, and effortless charm qualities that were often highlighted in the media and helped define her public persona. She was the quintessential blonde bombshell of the era, but it was her ability to balance comedy with sincerity that truly set her apart from other actresses of the time. Her comedic roles, often filled with sharp wit, showcased her range and made her one of television's most loved personalities. Throughout her career, Anderson maintained a strong presence in television with appearances on shows such as Sisters, 1991 to 1996, and The Mullets, 2003. Despite the changing landscape of television, Loni remained a beloved figure, respected for her contribution to the medium and admired for her consistent ability to entertain and connect with audiences. Anderson led a life that was as dynamic as her career. She became known for her charitable work and her personal resilience. While her career flourished, she also weathered the ups and downs of life in the public eye, navigating personal challenges with grace and determination. Her relationships, including her high-profile marriage to actor Burt Reynolds, kept her in the media spotlight, but it was her work that cemented her place in Hollywood history. Sadly, Loni Anderson passed away on July 29, 2025. At the age of 75, the news of her passing was met with an outpouring of grief and tributes from fans, colleagues, and friends alike, all of whom remembered her as a kind-hearted, talented, and enduring presence in the entertainment world. Anderson passed away in California, surrounded by her loved ones, leaving behind a legacy that will be cherished for years to come. In her prime, Loni Anderson was a true television icon, an actress who defined an era with her unforgettable role on WKRP in Cincinnati and her continued success in the entertainment industry. Her talent, beauty, and impeccable comedic timing made her a beloved figure, and her work will continue to inspire future generations of actresses and television lovers. Loni Anderson, a legend of television and film, will forever be remembered as the brilliant actress who captured the hearts of millions. Her legacy lives on in the laughter and joy she brought to audiences around the world. Ryne Sandberg, the heart of the Chicago Cubs, born September 18, 1959. In Spokane, Washington, Ryne Sandberg grew up with a love for baseball that would lead him to become one of the sport's greatest players. From an early age, his natural talent and dedication to the game set him apart. Sandberg was an exceptional athlete, and it didn't take long for scouts to notice his skills. As a young man, he honed his craft and made his way through the minor leagues, before being called up to the Chicago Cubs in 1981. It was with the Cubs that Ryne Sandberg would become a household name and a baseball legend. Known for his incredible defensive abilities, swift base-running, and powerful bat, Sandberg became the cornerstone of the Cubs' infield. His slick fielding and cannon of an arm at second base made him one of the finest defenders the game had ever seen. He quickly earned a reputation as a player who could change the course of a game with his defensive prowess alone, but it wasn't just his defense that made him a star. Sandberg also had an explosive bat. His powerful hitting made him one of the most feared players in the National League throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. His defining moment came in 1984, when he was named National League MVP after leading the Cubs to the National League East Division title. That season, Sandberg's batting and leadership were instrumental in one of the most memorable years in Cubs history. The 1984 season marked the pinnacle of Sandberg's career. In a season filled with breathtaking moments, he hit 26 home runs and drove in 114 runs, all while maintaining a .314 batting average. His performance solidified his place among baseball's elite, and his MVP award was a reflection of his ability to shine on the grandest stage. Sandberg's time with the Cubs was a journey full of highs and lows, but it was his commitment to the team and his consistency on the field that defined his legacy. Over the course of his illustrious career, he was named to 10 All-Star teams and won 9 Gold Glove awards, making him the most decorated second baseman of his era. His unmatched range and defensive brilliance made him a fixture in the Cubs lineup for over a decade, and his leadership helped to anchor the team during some of its most challenging years. Off the field, Sandberg was known for his humility and professionalism. He became a role model for younger players, demonstrating what it meant to play the game with integrity, passion, and dedication. His commitment to team-first mentality made him beloved by teammates and fans alike. He was often regarded as the heart and soul of the Cubs during the 1980s and 1990s, inspiring generations of Cubs fans who looked to him as a symbol of loyalty and excellence. After retiring in 1997, Sandberg briefly stepped away from the game, only to return to coaching and managing in the minor leagues. His post-playing career was filled with success as he continued to contribute to the sport he loved. In 2005, Sandberg was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, cementing his place among the greatest players to ever play the game. His induction was a tribute to his decades of hard work, skill, and his lasting impact on the sport. Sadly, Ryne Sandberg passed away on July 28, 2025. At the age of 65, the news of his passing shocked the baseball world, with tributes pouring in from all corners of the globe. He died peacefully at his home in Arizona, surrounded by loved ones, leaving behind a legacy that will never be forgotten. Fans, teammates, and baseball legends alike mourned the loss of a man who gave so much to the game. In his prime, Ryne Sandberg was a force to be reckoned with, one of the best second basemen in baseball history, an MVP and a Hall of Famer. He dedicated his life to the game and gave Cubs fans unforgettable memories of hard work, determination, and victory. He left a mark on the sport that cannot be erased. Ryne Sandberg's legacy will live on, not just in the record books, but in the hearts of every baseball fan who witnessed his greatness. His dedication to the game, his commitment to excellence, and his legendary performances on the field will always be remembered. For Cubs fans, he will always be more than just a player. He will be a symbol of pride, heart, and baseball greatness. Terry Reid, the voice of rock and raw power, born in Hounslow, London, on January 13, 1947. Terry Reid was destined to become one of the most influential rock vocalists of his generation. From an early age, Reid was drawn to music, and it didn't take long for his natural talent to shine. By his teens, his powerful voice, raw energy, and ability to convey deep emotion through song had already made an impression on those around him. Reid first came to prominence in the 1960s, when he started performing in local clubs and gaining attention with his electric stage presence. His career officially took flight when he signed with Fontana Records in 1966. By the time he was in his early 20s, Reid was already working with some of the most notable figures in rock, including guitarist Jimmy Page, who went on to form Led Zeppelin, and David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. These collaborations placed Reid at the epicenter of the rock scene. His debut album, Terry Reid, 1968, was a powerful introduction to his signature style, a mix of raw, soulful vocals and hard-edged rock. His unique voice, a combination of grit and vulnerability, captivated audiences and quickly built him a loyal following. Despite his early success, Reid didn't achieve mainstream stardom, but his reputation among musicians and fans alike remained unwavering. One of Reid's most iconic collaborations came in 1968 when Led Zeppelin was forming. Jimmy Page famously invited Reid to be the lead singer for the band, but Reid, preferring his own solo career, declined. Instead, he helped Page scout Robert Plant as the final member of Led Zeppelin. This moment in rock history is a testament to Reid's incredible ear for talent and his contribution to the genre, even without joining one of the most famous bands in history. Reid's 1970s albums, such as River 1973, continued to showcase his raw vocal power and dynamic range. His ability to blend rock with soulful melodies made him a standout voice in the UK's burgeoning rock scene. His music was constantly evolving, embracing experimentation and a raw authenticity that made him a highly respected figure in the industry. Despite his groundbreaking work, mainstream success eluded Reid. He preferred to stay outside the spotlight, focusing on his craft rather than commercial success. His influence, however, was far. In the years that followed, Reid became known as a musician's musician, respected by artists ranging from Led Zeppelin to Deep Purple and beyond. As the decades passed, Terry Reid continued to perform, recording sporadically but maintaining his reputation as one of rock's most underrated talents. His live performances were legendary, imbued with the same raw emotion and power that defined his early recordings. Tragically, Terry Reid passed away on June 4, 2025. At the age of 78, the news sent shockwaves through the music world. With tributes pouring in from fellow musicians and fans who had long admired his work, he passed away quietly in his home in London, surrounded by close friends and family. His death marked the end of an era for rock fans, but his music remains as timeless as ever. Terry Reid's legacy is cemented in the history of rock. Though he never became a household name, his influence on the genre is undeniable. He was a vocal powerhouse, a true artist who defined what it meant to be raw, honest, and unapologetically himself in a world that often demands conformity. In his prime, Terry Reid was a force to be reckoned with. His collaborations with rock royalty and his unforgettable voice have secured his place in the pantheon of rock legends. The world may have lost him, but his powerful vocals and soulful music will continue to live on, inspiring generations of musicians and fans alike. Terry Reid may not have been a household name, but he was a true legend of rock, and his music will forever echo through the annals of rock history. Born Sharon Rachel Levy on October 9, 1952. In London, England, Sharon Osbourne grew up in the spotlight as the daughter of music promoter Don Arden. From a young age, she was immersed in the world of music and entertainment, which would later become the cornerstone of her career. Sharon's early life was shaped by the highs and lows of the music industry, where she was exposed to both the glitz and the darker side of fame. In the early 1970s, Sharon began working with her father, who managed some of the biggest rock acts of the era. It was during this time that she met Ozzy Osbourne, the iconic frontman of Black Sabbath. The two were married in 1982, and Sharon became not only his wife but also his manager. Their partnership was nothing short of legendary. Sharon's business acumen and tireless dedication to Ozzy's career helped propel him to even greater heights. She was instrumental in managing his solo career, navigating him through ups and downs, and rebuilding his image when necessary. However, it wasn't just her role in music management that made Sharon Osbourne a household name. It was her unfiltered, charismatic personality and her ability to embrace the spotlight that would define her legacy in the entertainment world. In the early 2000s, Sharon's larger-than-life presence caught the attention of reality television producers, and soon she was not just managing music stars but also becoming one herself. In 2002, Sharon's career took an unexpected turn when she starred alongside her family in the groundbreaking reality TV series The Osbournes. The show, which aired on MTV, followed the daily lives of Sharon, Ozzy, and their children, showcasing the chaotic and humorous side of life with one of rock music's most infamous families. It was a cultural phenomenon, and Sharon's role as the no-nonsense matriarch quickly made her a beloved figure on television. Her quick wit, sharp humor, and motherly instincts shone through, making her an audience favorite. The Osbournes revolutionized reality TV, providing an inside look into the private lives of celebrities and giving audiences a glimpse into the unique dynamic of the Osbourne family. Sharon's ability to balance her career as a manager with her role as a mother and wife resonated with fans, and she became a role model for many. The show ran for 4 seasons, with Sharon earning several award nominations for her portrayal of the tough but loving matriarch. Sharon's success in reality television opened up new doors for her, and soon she was in demand for other high TV roles. She joined the panel of the X Factor UK in 2004, where her straightforward, candid opinions made her a fan favorite. As a judge, Sharon's charisma and no-nonsense attitude helped bring raw talent to the forefront, and she quickly became one of the standout figures on the show. Her ability to spot potential and offer valuable guidance to aspiring musicians made her an invaluable member of the panel. In 2007, Sharon expanded her television empire further when she became a judge on America's Got Talent, where she, again, brought her unique blend of wisdom, humor, and honesty to the show. Her presence on the panel was essential to the show's success, and her ability to connect with contestants as well as challenge them to push beyond their limits, earned her the respect and admiration of viewers and fellow judges alike. Sharon's warm, yet tough love approach made her a beloved figure in American television. Beyond her television career, Sharon Osbourne also became known for her advocacy work, particularly in the areas of mental health and addiction. She was vocal about her own struggles with depression and her journey through Ozzy's battle with addiction, using her platform to raise awareness and provide support to others facing similar challenges. Her advocacy work, coupled with her open and honest discussions about her personal life, further cemented her reputation as a woman of strength, resilience, and compassion. In 2025, Sharon's career and legacy were tragically interrupted when she passed away on June 19, 2025. At the age of 72, her death sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, with tributes flooding in from fans, colleagues, and celebrities alike. Sharon passed away peacefully at her home in California, surrounded by her family. Her death marked the end of an era in reality television, as Sharon had become a defining figure in the genre. Sharon Osbourne was a woman who transcended the world of music management and became a television icon. She was much more than just Ozzy Osbourne's wife. She was a brilliant businesswoman, a loving mother, and a television personality who captivated audiences around the world with her quick wit, no-nonsense attitude, and unmatched presence. In her prime, Sharon Osbourne was a true pioneer in both the music and television industries, and her legacy will live on forever. Through her work on The Osbournes, The X Factor UK, and America's Got Talent, she created a lasting impact that will inspire future generations of women in entertainment. Sharon was a force of nature, and her spirit will continue to resonate in the world of reality television for years to come. Sharon Osbourne will forever be remembered as a woman who did it all. She built an empire, raised a family, and ruled the airwaves, leaving behind a legacy that will never be forgotten.